Marko Hietala, the second bassist that Nightwish has had, left on January 12th, 2021. Many people are wondering why this is so important, and while I am not part of Nightwish, nor do I wish to spread rumors, I think it's important to look at why he departed and what his departure means for the band. Before we begin, let's look at the background surrounding Nightwish. Nightwish is a symphonic metal band from Kaiti, Finland that was founded in 1996 by songwriter and pianist Thomas, guitarist Empu, and lead singer Tara. Their full-length demo and eventually album of Angels Fall First reached number 31 of the Finnish album charts in November 1997. During this time, the band has continued success after success, picking up speed with the preceding albums, Oceanborn and Wishmaster in 2000. Eventually, problems began to arise in the band, with the current bassist Vanska giving repeated issues by failing to attend appointments the band made, and not taking the gig as seriously as other band members. In 2001, after a week vacation in Lapland, Thomas, who'd taken helm of Nightwish, decided to hire Iwu to become their manager to straighten things up before asking Vanska to leave the band. This is where Marko Hietala from the band Tyrant was asked to replace Vanska as a bassist, where he would also end up performing male vocals. By this time, Nightwish had been around for 5 years. Time after time, album after album, Marko would continue doing vocals with Tara until her departure in 2005, after issues with the band following her marriage with Marcelo Kabuli. By this time, Marko had made himself a key member of the Nightwish band, and one of his big striking moments was in Wish I Had an Angel. This song made it the group's most popular single in Europe by reaching number 60 on the UK charts, and as well as making it onto 2 US film soundtracks. At that time, it was the band's highest rated single in the UK. In my view, this is what shaped Marko as a backbone of Nightwish. He continued to play a key role for music, playing the bass and singing past Annette Olsen and eventually up to Floor Jansen. Now in 2021, he has decided to leave the band, and people are left in confusion as to what the band's future may be. In Marko's resignation letter, he describes that he hasn't been able to feel validated by his life, and that they have big streaming companies unfairly sharing the profits. He goes on to say that the biggest tour promoters squeeze percentages from even our own merchandise while paying dividends to Middle East. With tensions running high, trying to be financially stable while also working around the clock, only to have his hard-earned money taken away from him, it appears like he had enough, and I would too if I was him. Now with the novel coronavirus, also labeled as COVID-19, he has had time to stay home and think. While suffering from chronic depression, he goes on to say that his current mental condition is dangerous for himself and people around him. This leads to concluding that no harassment or ill feeling should go towards Thomas. He concludes that blaming, for instance, Thomas is an insult to both him and my free thinking. This, of course, is in reference to the past departures of band members, most notably both Tara and Annette, who had larger conflicts with Thomas, who eventually dismissed them from the band. While some may believe that they didn't see this coming, a strong indicator of a last big moment was in the Human Nature album recently released. Throughout the album, at least through my belief, it seems Marko sings more than he does in previous albums released by Nightwish. Depending on the way one looks at this, it can definitely be considered as a final contribution to the band that he has been with for over 20 years. So what exactly does this mean? For one, they need a new bassist. Because of the release of their new album, Human Nature, the band has yet to go on tour where they will share the song and the world live for the first time. Nightwish has already confirmed this by saying in a note they will release a seasonal bassist to go on tour with them. This may not be enough to save the band, however, as Marko will also play a key role in the male vocals for the band. It can be assumed also that most of the songs that are played live will focus on floor singing rather than that would be Marko's. In places that Marko would sing, it is highly probable that Thomas himself will substitute in because he has done singing for the band in the past. But what about the long term? How will Marko's departure affect the band? Well, Marko's departure signifies the end of an era of singing within Nightwish, and the official start of a new possible style of music that the band will make, assuming it does not fall apart, which is not likely due to its scale of popularity throughout Europe. The long-term goal of Nightwish is just like when Tara was dismissed, to entertain the public and bring new music all across Europe. This will continue to remain true, but I'm sure many loyal fans will begin to turn away as their last attachments to what made the band unique are withering away. While this is opinion-based, looking at what Marko did and contributed to the band is what led me to continue listening to Nightwish, even after the Nightwish changed from Annette to Floor as the main singer, who, by the way, has some amazing vocals in some of the more recent albums. I speak for myself and others in believing that Nightwish definitely doesn't sound the way it did years ago, and its continuous change has led me slowly withdrawing myself from the band's newer songs. Marko will be heavily missed and is remembered in our hearts as the best bass player that Nightwish has had, as well as male vocalist.